Gaur are the iconic species of the Indian forests that are native to South Asia and Southeast Asia with considerable population inhabiting the forests of India. They are ingrained in our culture, art, literature and considered a sign of prosperity, strength and resilience. They play a vital role in maintaining ecological balance and are referred to as ecosystem engineers, as they shape vegetation structure, influence plant species composition, and facilitate habitat diversity by building and rejuvenating natural landscapes. Being coarse feeders, feeding on variety of grasses and leaves, they help in maintaining the forest structure that provides habitat for numerous other species, including birds, insects, and smaller mammals. They also play an important role by regulating nutrient cycling, maintaining plant diversity and enriching biomass productivity. They are an important prey species for large predators and their presence in a forest ecosystem can have a cascading effect on the abundance and distribution of other species. Gaur's habitat requirement makes it a key indicator species for forest health and conservation efforts. They are social animals that typically live in small groups, or herds and show fusion-fission dynamics based on prey densities, habitat quality, and its availability in season. These prefer forested habitats, ranging from tropical and subtropical rainforests to deciduous and evergreen forests. They are found in grasslands, shrublands, and bamboo forests and their requirement includes a mixture of open and dense forest having good water sources such as rivers, streams and pools. Gaur is an animal of the Indo-Malayan realm. In India, they are primarily found in the major mountain system of the Western Ghats, Central Indian Highlands and Northeastern Himalayas with fair population forest of South Bihar and West Bengal and Southeastern Peninsula. The Central Indian population resides in Kanha National Park, Satpura, Pench Tiger Reserve, in Madhya Pradesh and Pench, Tadoba and Hari and Melghat Tiger Reserve in Maharashtra. Bandhavgarh Tiger Reserve in Madhya Pradesh has a reintroduced population from Kanha Tiger Reserve that were reintroduced in 2011 and 2012. Recent past had also witnessed extermination of gaur from Sanjay Tiger Reserve possibly due to disruption in their migratory tracts, habitat loss and anthropogenic pressures, though suitable habitats for gaur still existed. The park management have proactively worked towards addressing these factors. The Madhya Pradesh Forest Department, together with the Wildlife Institute of India as technical partners, have launched a long-term project aimed at recovering the gaur population in Sanjay Tiger Reserve. Scientific interventions including animal capture and subsequent translocation were considered as one of the options for ensuring the recovery of gaur in Sanjay Tiger Reserve. The project involved major consultations with the stakeholders, carrying out habitat suitability analysis, population viability analysis, health assessments besides frequent visits to check the ground realities. The project involved reintroducing two distinct populations of gaur from Satpura Tiger Reserve and Kanha Tiger Reserve to Sanjay Tiger Reserve located in the Madhya Pradesh. The project started with an inception workshop, with participation of senior forest officials, scientists, park officials, veterinary officers, and wildlife experts. An action plan was prepared detailing the nitty-gritty of the project. Subsequently, the field program was initiated with detailed assessment of habitat, identification of herds destined for translocation and pre-capture health assessment. The preparatory work included habituating the captive elephants with the herds to facilitate closer approach for darting, inspection of transport vehicles and associated logistics, procurement of radio collars and fabrication of color-coded neck bands, regular mock drills to ensure proper animal darting, lifting of immobilized animal on stretcher, animal weighing. Training of officers and frontline staff on various procedures involved in capture and transport were carried out. Additionally, reconnaissance survey of route animals would travel were carried out to understand the road condition, traffic, rush hours besides identification of halting points where animals would be provided fodder and water. The capture and translocation operation was conducted with utmost care and taking due consideration of the safety and well-being of the animals. Field captures were initiated between 1st to June 7, 2023 at Kanha Tiger Reserve and 26th to June 29, 2023 at Satpura Tiger Reserve. The initial procedure involved tracking the gaur herd in the early morning hours. Once located, the captive elephants were deployed to approach the gaur herd. Darting was mainly carried out from the elephant back and narcotics were used as primary immobilizing agent. The animals were darted from a distance of 25 to 30 meters. After darting, the animals were left undisturbed. The animals showed high stepping gait in 2 to 3 minutes, indicating onset of drug action, and came into recumbence. The immobilized animal was blindfolded to ensure reduction of ambient light intensity due to restriction of vision, making animal calmer during capture by reducing stress and helped in preventing possible corneal drying. The major procedures included evaluation of cardiac and respiratory function as part of post-immobilization monitoring, placing of radio collars and color-coded neck bands for individual identification, and monitoring animals once released in Sanjay Tiger Reserve. Other procedures included taking body measurements, collection of blood samples as part of health monitoring, disease surveillance and genetic studies, and placing of rubber tubes on horn tips to avoid any chance of injury to other animals during transit. It also included on-site field investigations that were carried out by experts from the School of Wildlife Forensic and Health, Nanji Deshmukh Veterinary Science University, Jabalpur. Proper recording of information was carried out throughout the procedure. Once these procedures were done, the animals were shifted on the stretcher by the dedicated team of duly trained frontline staff for moving them towards the transport truck. Animals were weighed and subsequently carried on the small transport vehicle to move towards the road head where the transport trucks were positioned. A dedicated team was responsible for carrying out the loading and weighing of the animal. The field trainings carried out before the operation were quite helpful as they ensured that all the procedures were carried out in the utmost scientific and professional manner. The animals were subsequently offloaded inside the transport truck, taking due precaution of maintaining the animal in sternal recumbency with proper holding of head to avoid any chance of aspiration. The drug effect was reserved using antagonist drugs, namely naltrexone, and it took 2 to 3 minutes for the animal to recover and stand. The animals were comfortable inside the transport truck, and the intermediate and long-acting tranquilizers administered prior to drug reversal were effective in keeping the animals calm inside the transport container, as well as provided adequate tranquilization during the transportation. After successful capture and ensuring that the animals were comfortable, the road journey was initiated. The distance of about 400 kilometers from Kanha Tiger Reserve was covered in about 12 to 14 hours, whereas it took about 22 to 24 hours to cover a distance of about 700 kilometers from Satpura Tiger Reserve. The road journey included moving the transport container with animals initially through the forest roads and then on the highway, passing along the human habitations, taking due care of minimizing halting points and limiting to points where water and fodder was ensured. Animals were in good condition throughout the journey. The animals were provided green fodder and water on the way. Additionally, as and when required, the vehicles were cooled, especially during the day journey. The animals were monitored throughout the journey by a team of veterinary officers, frontline staff and forest officials that accompanied the trucks. After completing the road journey and the last stretch through the forest in Sanjay Tiger Reserve, the animals reached the site of release located in the Pandi range of the reserve, where the soft release enclosure was specially constructed to holding them for a short period of time. The animals were successfully released in the soft release enclosure. The reintroduced gaur were kept in the enclosure for closer examination and to ensure that animals come out of transport stress, including the tranquilizer effect, before their release in the wilderness. Following their release in the wild, the animals are being intensively monitored by the team of officials and frontline staff of Sanjay Tiger Reserve, along with team of researchers from the Wildlife Institute of India. The animals have been exploring the reserve, and hopefully would settle in their new home in due course. The successful translocation of these magnificent animals is a testament to the combined efforts of forest officials, scientists, experienced veterinarians, and wildlife experts, who work tirelessly to ensure the safety and well-being of the gaurs throughout the process. Their efforts are duly acknowledged. The actual field capture operation lasted for 2 weeks, and a total of 44 free-ranging gaur were successfully reintroduced in Sanjay Tiger Reserve during the month of June 2023. Conservation of this magnificent species would require our collective efforts to save this species from extinction for generations unborn.